Hi everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Palantir has just won a $37 million win with the government of Lithuania. What's more important though, in my opinion, is to point out two things on this trend that can give us clues on when more international government deals like this will take place. So looking at the deal first here really briefly, the State Data Agency of Lithuania has purchased a Palantir Foundry license for the amount of 34.9 million euros, and that's converted to around $37 million. This was signed around March 19th last week. Now, Palantir announced almost a year back that they were establishing a hub in Vilnius, and this has been a common theme, especially around Alex Karp's talking points that Eastern Europe has the talent as well as the innovative culture, especially with defense technology. So they were starting their regional hubs out there, and we all know about Ukraine already due to their war, but also the other Baltic nations. We've gotten snippets of their work like Lithuania as well as Estonia. Now, first, this was almost a year ago too, so keep that in mind. So it wouldn't be a surprise that they've been trying out the software in that time frame, and to officially get it on paper eventually right now, it took a year. And this is only under a particular agency, as it's pointed out. So we know Palantir gets that slow snowball starting as their strategy, especially with these larger, slower kind of customers like governments, and then getting these kind of deals later. But if we can see them consistently do this with other countries in the area, then maybe we can start to hear from other NATO allies out in Eastern Europe with them starting to sign on Palantir officially, and then using them and giving them some money. So maybe or maybe not these will be disclosed or easily found, but a year sounds pretty reasonable until you make a decision here. A little bit longer might be a stretch. So the second cool thing about this deal is that it's an international government deal. We've been following the decline of Palantir out in Western Europe, specifically in France and Germany, but it doesn't mean all of Europe feels the same way, especially with their neighbor of Russia to the east here for these kind of countries. So it's not surprising with the geopolitical environment if this trend continues to play out, in particular for Palantir's favor. Now, if another full-blown conflict happens from one of them, we know it may be time of urgency where they just lend out the software and expect payment later. That's not ideal, but if it's something like Lithuania here, who's not in an active conflict right now, then they're in preparation mode, meaning there really isn't an excuse to not pay, especially if they found the value in Palantir and want to get it set up now. So the dollar amounts of deals and GDP, of course, will definitely be smaller than, say, compared to large countries like the US and UK and Western Europe in general. But building that influence amongst NATO allies, especially on the edge, and then continue to demonstrate actual value is how Palantir can win this over the long term, hopefully. But what are your thoughts below on the new deal? And I'll see you in the next video.